I guess I'm live. All right. Good morning, everybody. We have been talking about doing a brick of the week for a long time. And I've done newsletters. Those of you that have been following the House of Bricks, we've done a lot of different things. I started with a podcast. I wanted to inspire people to live their lives brick by brick, taking every opportunity or every obstacle as an opportunity for growth. And everyone talks about that, enjoying the journey, not the destination. But if you're headed to the wrong place, no matter how much you're trying to enjoy the journey, you're just going to be miserable the whole time. And the worst part is you're going to be disappointed when you get to the destination, which is often failure. In fact, we know that 9 out of 10 startup businesses fail. I think the number is even higher. Most entrepreneurs won't admit failure until it's too late. But that's what makes us entrepreneurs. And that's why I started the House of Bricks. And then we added advisory services. Then we added coaching. Then we added our Startup X program. And I've been following my own entrepreneurship made simple strategy, right? I started with a strategy. We did innovation. We tested, we failed, we learned, we grew. Our dreams met reality. We had to have the mindset. And now we're in the P, patterns. And we are going to use the data that we have to drive our decisions and continue the future vision of 2025. And when I talk about future vision and 2025, if you have not started on your 2025 plan right now, you are already behind. Now, I'm not speaking from a place of I have been a big time strategist or planner. I'm a test, fail, learn, grow guy every single day, but I've evolved. They say youth is wasted on the young. Well, I'm getting older. I've got some gray hair going now, a little salt and pepper. And it's taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot about life. It's taught me a lot about business, taught me a lot about people. But if you do not have the right strategy, then planning, failing to plan is planning to fail. And I am a big visionary. I love to talk about vision. I have big visions and big dreams. And this morning, I actually sat down with my family and with my boys and my wife, and we talked about our vision for 2025. And we're actually going to write it out as a family. We're putting it on the whiteboard. Of course, the boys aren't as interested in it as I am. Some are, some aren't. But hey, look, this is what we have to do as leaders. We have to cast vision. We have to get people to see where it is that we want to go, and they're going to follow us. They want to follow leaders. Most people, in fact, we all want to be led, but it's led by the right person in the right direction at the right time. So if you're a leader out there and you have not started working on your 2025 plan, today is the day to do it. Tomorrow will not be any different than today. It's always today, right? And we live in our why not mentality. So why not do it today? The more you delay, the more opportunity there is for you not to do it. So summing that up, what I want you to do is start to take action. What do you want to do in 2025? Where's your business now? Where do you want it to go? And then how are you going to get there? And creating a strategy is never a set it and forget it decision, right? How many of you have business plans out there that you haven't seen since you wrote it 12 months ago? Because we all need accountability. We all need discipline. We all need community. And that's why I started the House of Bricks community, to find a place of high performing individuals, right, that are like-minded. They're either high performer or they want to be high performers. And you show me your network and I will show you your net worth. And that could not be more true than in the power of a great community. I have some amazing community members, an amazing team. They're diverse. We have top CEOs, investment bankers, venture capitalists, up and coming entrepreneurs. And it's just been amazing to see what we've accomplished over the last 3 months. So if you're still listening to me, I'm going to tell you why we are here today. And over the last week, I've run into a couple high performing CEOs and entrepreneurs, and they're in their age range 45 to 60. And these were people that had a give first mindset. These were people that had servant leadership. These are people that have had a ton of success. But guess what? One lost their job. Another one, the company ran out of money. They had to shut the business down. So nothing lasts forever. And I see a great problem that I can help solve for top leaders ages, in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, because 45, 46, I'm only halfway through life. And I've seen some crazy stuff on YouTube now. Like every year they're adding another year they think we're going to live or something. We're going to be, I don't know if I want to make it to 110. My life for 27 years, it's been tough enough, but look, we're going to live a long time. So if you're in that position, there are things that you can do to really leverage all of your experience and your relationship capital that you've built throughout your career. And if you're not in that position, I am telling you, there will be a time when you are. We build up these lifestyles. We have kids in private school. I have kids in hockey. We have cars. I've got a boat, not an expensive boat, but I've got a boat. Everything costs money. And once the money stops coming in, it's all just going out. And until you're in that position, you don't know exactly what it feels like, but it's not a great feeling no matter how much money you have. And so I've got on here today just to talk to you a little bit about the vision of the House of Bricks, where we're going, but the practical items, I wrote this down, is, I know we've all seen that commercial, "Help, I've fallen and I can't get up." And I don't know if that's funny or not, but it was funny to me. But I've also been up since 4 a.m. So I'm back in startup mode. I don't know if I've ever left it, but I'm just getting up earlier. I'm getting more done. I'm making more progress. I'm going to win. I'm going to make the House of Bricks successful with the power of my community and my team. But you don't want to be in that position where you've fallen and you can't get up. Okay. Because as leaders, we live in a glass house. Everyone can see your failures. People are going to judge your decisions. They're going to watch your mistakes. But as the saying goes, I used to be the chaplain for the Miami Heat, which was just incredible. I wish I could go back to that time. But sitting in the locker room, I heard Pat Riley say, "Never judge a man until you've walked a mile in his moccasins." And so people look at pro athletes and they're like, oh, they have all this money and they're set for life. Athletes have a short shelf life. Okay. Even if you play 2, 3, 4 years, well, almost 50 to 60%, probably higher, of professional athletes end up bankrupt. So what is a way to prevent being in that situation? It's investing in the most important person on this call, which is you. You have to invest in yourself. You have to lead yourself. It's not a selfish thing to invest in yourself. And another quote that I love to say is you cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you're not in a good place mentally, you're not in a good place physically, you're not in a good place with your family, how can you expect to lead a business? Our lives are completely exposed on social media and just every mistake. People have so much access. 20 years ago, if you weren't in the C-level suite, you never saw the CEO. They were like the president, always visible, but never available. But now everyone's available, right? I'm sitting here talking to hundreds of people on various social channels. How would I have done this 20 years ago? But this is the quality of, or the opportunity in the world we live in, which is great. But as a leader, you're exposed, and that's the reality of leadership. So I want to talk to you about those valley type experiences. We post on LinkedIn, we show started our company on this day and sold it on that day. And people are like, wow, you're a 7-time founder. You must have it all figured out. Well, I can tell you, I have been in the darkest of valleys in life. And the valley is actually the most valuable time if you optimize it. And the way that I've been able to optimize it, after I sold my first company, I didn't have a lot of relationship capital. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have peers. I did have people that I was mentoring. I've always been a very giving person. My grandfather was raised on welfare with a single mom and 10 kids. So I grew up understanding and appreciating the value of a dollar and helping others. And so I was mentoring other people. And I talk about the relationship capital flywheel, having a mentor, having peers you're climbing the mountain with, mentoring other people. And at the center of that flywheel is the most important person, which I mentioned, it's you. And I was not in a good place when I sold my company. Sure, I made millions of dollars, beautiful condo in South Beach, chapel in the Miami Heat, but I was dying on the inside because of all of the collateral damage. I was just working 24/7. It wasn't about a big exit for me. It was just who I was as a competitor, as an athlete, as an entrepreneur. I just wanted to win. I had to win. I wanted to beat my competition. I wanted to have my team around me all be successful. So I was just giving and giving and giving and climbing. And I realized after that exit, I had nothing. I had millions of dollars, but I had nothing. And I want to get in front of this for other people. We're all about turning obstacles into stepping stones and helping you avoid the dummy tax. I've paid so much dummy tax, and not that you're going to skip the struggle zone, but you can optimize your time in it. When I have accomplished something, I carry a universal authority to bring you to where I am. And I have mentors and advisors now that are where I want to go. They're where I want to go. So you know that I'm leading you, I'm mentoring you, I'm coaching you, but I'm also being led. If you are working with a coach or a mentor that does not have an advisor, a mentor, or a coach, you're being led by someone that doesn't eat their own dog food. We never arrive in life. The only place we arrive is in the cemetery. That's when the game ends. And you never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. So everything you acquire cannot go with you. So what you leave behind is not what you had, but it was who you are. And the more you invest in yourself, the more you can impact other people. And so what I want to talk to you about that's practical, and thanks for staying on and kind of, look, this is just organic. I'm not getting up here with a PowerPoint and old school teaching, tell you what I'm going to say, tell you what I said, and then, or whatever it is, tell you what I'm going to say, tell it, and then tell you what I said. We're having a conversation. I want to connect with as many people as I can in an authentic way. I never wanted to do this. You've heard me talk about it. I didn't want my name in lights. I didn't want a community. I never wanted to keynote speak, never want to be on social media. But my wife told me one day, and she said, well, your story isn't about you, it's other people. And with that mindset shift, I'm doing what I believe I'm created to do, which is lead and inspire other people, and also still be led by people that are where I want to go. And so what I want to help you do is really future-proof yourself, okay? And the tagline we came up with is transform before you need the transformation, because when that time comes, when you do have to transform and you're not ready for it, you may not have the capital, you may not have the skill set, you may not have a personal brand. So these are all things that take a ton of time to do. And any gimmick that you try will damage your brand. Any of these 10X gimmicks, spam people on LinkedIn, buy followers, join pods. Those may have worked 3 or 4 years ago, but LinkedIn right now is what Amazon was 8 or 9 years ago. I had an Amazon business, and there were all these gurus teaching how to launch your product and get reviews and, doing these gimmicks. What worked for them And when it stopped working, they just started monetizing it and selling it to other people. LinkedIn changes all the time, and the algorithm is a black box, but there are strategies and techniques you can follow, but they do change, and it's never set it and forget it. You have to look at the data. What posts are working? What engagement's working? Who's following me? Who's connecting with me? Who do I want to talk to? Stop chasing the Fugazi on LinkedIn. I thought that was one of my best videos. I thought it was hilarious, and it's so true, but it only got, a couple thousand views. And then I did a video of a guy slapping someone in the face, a pitch slap, and I got 100,000 views, right? So I've produced high quality Steven Spielberg-like reels that didn't do anything. And then I find a video on TikTok and post it, and it gets 100,000 views. So you can't figure out the algorithm, but you can have a strategy in place. And so we're now working with top CEOs, any CEO. I keep saying top. You're a leader, okay? And whether you even have a leadership title, what did I say earlier? The most important person you can lead is yourself. So we are all leaders in our own right. Start with leading yourself, and other people will want you to lead them. It's just a natural cause and effect. And I want to help these CEOs and leaders, and really anyone, to help start building their personal brand, right? How do you represent yourself on LinkedIn? And I made this mistake too. I got on LinkedIn and I started posting, hey, go listen to my podcast. And, oh, we've got this event. And, it gets no engagement. People want to know who you are. They want to hear about your story. The story you tell is one that only you can tell in the way that you tell it. That's going to impact the right person at the right time. And I've said this before, we all struggle, especially now with social media, with profile envy. You look at someone's profile and they've got all these exits, or they're a CEO or raised $100 million. First of all, they're not true mostly. But secondly, so what? So what? Who cares what you did in the past? Tell me where you're going. I just changed my LinkedIn profile a month ago to say exactly that. It's not about where I've been. It's about where I'm going. And I want to bring others with me. I want to create a movement called the House of Bricks, and teaching people to live life brick by brick, and taking those obstacles and turning them into stepping stones. You can do that through the power of mentorship, community, mentoring others. And so with that, us, we are who we are. We are not what we've done. And if you are relying on your accomplishments, I promise you it is a mistake. We all cling to things that we've done in the past, but our past accolades, they're not going to get us through the challenges ahead. It's actually our failures that get us through future challenges, not our accomplishments. Go on eBay right now, and I bet you can buy someone's Super Bowl ring, right? You have these guys that did what a fraction of people will ever do, winning a Super Bowl, and they're selling their Super Bowl ring. Why? Because they didn't future-proof themselves. I have CEOs that have run billion-dollar P&Ls and big companies, and they didn't invest in themselves. And so now what do, right? So this isn't like a fear moment and trying to scare you into things. It's me teaching you and sharing with you what I'm seeing in the market today. I'm on social media now all the time. I'm talking to business leaders. I'm talking to CEOs. I'm part of CEO groups. This is a thing. And you can start now, start investing in yourself. And I talked earlier about the relationship capital flywheel. You can actually apply this on LinkedIn. And so the first thing that you need to do is start with yourself. What does your profile look like? If I go to your profile, is it going to tell me what you do, or is it going to tell me who you are? I don't, unless I'm trying to get something from you, I don't really want to connect with what you do. But if I'm trying to build a relationship, I do want to connect with who you are. So very tactical steps. Check out your own profile. You're the center of the flywheel. Then go find 5-10 mentors that are where you want to be. If you're an up and coming entrepreneur, find some CEOs that have companies maybe in your industry or are at a place where you're trying to go, and just start engaging with their content. Add value. Do not comment, well said, awesome, great post. Okay. Number one, they think it's an AI tool, but you're not adding any value. So go on, start commenting, start engaging, start building a relationship with a mentor. Number two is you've got 5-10 mentors. These are all just arbitrary numbers. It's just what works for you and your schedule and your time. You got the mentors. Now go find some peers. Who are some fellow entrepreneurs? Can you join a community? And it doesn't have to be House of Bricks, any community that has peers in it that are trying to climb the mountain with you. And then the third step, or fourth, we're investing in ourselves. We got mentors, we got peers. The fourth is, and I have started doing this, I have entrepreneurs reaching out to me all the time. And at first I kind of look at their profile and it's like, oh, it's just some startup and they want cash or sales. That's what every startup wants. And so I would just ignore the connection request. And I've started accepting them. And I'm actually now going and engaging in people's content that don't have a lot of connections. Because how are they going to get them if people don't engage with them? Obviously commenting on other people's posts, but I can give on LinkedIn. I can go and invest in a new entrepreneur. I can invest in someone that has an email funnel they're trying to sell. Am I on board with email funnels? No, but it's an entrepreneur trying to make his way. And so I've started engaging with them. And I had 2 of them send me a DM over the weekend. Thanks for engaging with my content. And I don't know if that's AI, again, all these bots, but the point is it's adding value to them. I'm bringing my power within the algorithm to their profile, and it's helping them, and they're seeing value. It's tough when you start posting on social media. You put all this work in, you create a good reel, you write good copy, and then you get 3 likes. It's tough. And you want to just quit at times. I've wanted to quit for 12 months, but I found a strategy that works. It's working for me, and it is also helping other people. So find 5 mentors, find 5 peers, find 5 people you can invest in, and then make sure you're creating your own content. I know there's all these philosophies out there. Post 2 times a day, post 3 times a week, post between 7 and 9, post between 4 and 6, don't post after 8. Like, it's just, there are tactics to that, but the best thing to do is to just start with 1 post every other day, move it up to 1 a day. Then if you can do 2 a day, again, you have to figure out what works for you and what works for your business, but just start creating content. It's not hard. You don't even have to do videos. You can go on ChatGPT, I've done it, and say, make me an image of bricks and a guy sleeping outside in New York City. And you get pretty good images that you can post. You can take videos off of, it doesn't have to be your reel. You can get other reels, write copy, and post other reels. And it's just a self-limiting belief that you can't make your own reels. I do want to do this when I have the time, is go back and look at some of my old reels. They were terrible, standing outside. Hi, I'm Adam with the House of Bricks. So it's just a muscle. We can all practice, and you don't have to go buy expensive camera equipment. You can use your phone right here. You don't have to have a studio. Here's another thing. I had that studio with the bricks behind it and the House of Bricks sign, which was awesome, looked high caliber. And I'm moving into a new studio. I'll probably add that. But my best performing videos at times are me driving down the road, which I'm not advising you to do it, but taking a video while I'm driving. Those seem to be some of the best performing ones because they're authentic. You don't have to have makeup on and the perfect hair and great lighting. Try to do the lighting. That is one thing, and have good audio and lighting, but outside you get natural light, and you can start creating your videos and just start posting it, and you will get better. It's just repetition. People don't practice keynote speaking. They don't practice video, and that's why you're not good at it. No one is naturally good at public speaking. You can have some charisma, enthusiasm, a good personality, but no matter who you are, I think people fear it almost as much as death. So there's a reason for that. It's because you're putting yourself out there. So I want to encourage you today to start transforming before you need the transformation. And you've spent all this time building relationships in your life. If you haven't, start now, because you can't build relationships overnight. But there is a way to invest in these people. And I do get these random texts all the time, like, hey, Adam, sorry, I haven't connected with you in the last 10 years. And I already know where it's going. Can you get me a job? Can I borrow money? Well, they didn't invest in the relationship. And if you do that on LinkedIn consistently, you'll have those relationships when you need them. And it's not just for you, but it's about how you can help other people. So I believe firmly in the power of 10x giving. You'll receive 10 times what you give. And that is one of the most difficult things for us as leaders, was the last part, which is receiving. And I've shifted my commentary from who can I help to who can I help the most, because I don't want to end up without anything. And this is happening right now. I'm talking to people often in the last couple of weeks, and it would be more often and probably earlier on if I was even, thinking about it. I'm sure I've had more of these conversations, but don't end up like the giving tree. My mom used to read me this book, and it was about the giving tree, and he just kept giving away, giving away, giving away. And at the end, he's just a stump. Well, don't be the stump. Continue to give, but you also have to be able to receive, so then you have more to give. So invest in yourself, find a mentor, find peers, invest in other people, start building that relationship capital, and do not let it happen to you where you're saying, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. So I want to encourage everyone to have a great week. We're going to start doing this every Wednesday. I'm not sure what time. I got to see what is working for us. We're going to test different times, but drop a comment below if this was valuable to you. If you want to see more of it, share it with other people, start the ripple effect, and let's start making an impact and a movement for the House of Bricks. Keep building brick by brick.